Whaatwaa family, welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. Today. Hey, yo, skirt, man, check this out. All right, guys, we got this video today. It's called Islam Saved Me from a Life of Crime. Oh, wow. All right, let's get into it. Now, remember, this is your first time on the channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and join the Whaatwaa family. Everyone knows Whaatwaa family is the littest family on YouTube, and that's a fact. Also, before we get started, put a like on this video. Remember, if you got a video you want me to react to, get down in the comment section, post the link, and I will get to it. Whaatwaa family, if you didn't know, we have a Whaatwaa Family Shahada Foundation. We will put the GoFundMe link in the description, and we will put a PayPal link in the description. Anything that you have to donate will be greatly appreciated. We are going to start this Whaatwaa Family Shahada Foundation in the name of Allah, and we're going to make sure that this foundation goes worldwide. Oh yeah, Whaatwaa family, we're going to make this happen, inshallah. Let's get into the reaction. Y'all ready? Let's go. Whaatwaa!
I was born in Brisbane in 1981. When I was 7, we moved to America. My parents had split up and Dad was running hotels. Mom had some friends in the States and we went over for a vacation. She found work and 1 year led to 2 and she eventually got remarried. We lived between New York and New Jersey. It was amazing, like what you see on TV. The kids were all running amok. It was a lot of fun, but the wrong kind of fun. Religion was part of my life growing up. I can remember Mom encouraged me to pray when I was a boy. She used to take me to church. Sometimes we go to a Catholic church. Sometimes we go to a Pentecostal. But as soon as I was old enough not to go, I didn't. I can't recall praying or thinking about anything beyond the here and now as a young man. We moved back to Australia when I was 16. Mom didn't say so at the time, but I think part of the reason we came back was me. I was on the wrong path with the kids I was hanging around. Mom told me we were coming here to Australia for a vacation. Turns out it was a one-way ticket, but she figured that was the only way to get me out of there. I moped around for a few years. I was really depressed because I wanted to go back to the States with my friends. I tried to go to school here, but the system was completely different. Within 6 months of enrolling, I dropped out. I got a job doing door-to-door marketing, the sort of thing you jump into after school with no experience. Later I worked at a bank. They were good jobs. I was married young at 22, and when my marriage ended, I went into a nosedive. I'd felt like I failed at conventional life. I didn't deal with it well, and I turned to drugs and crime. It was a bad time. I was lost. I was doing bad things. I was a typical crim. I wasn't living a good life. I wasn't happy with myself. In 2007, I was sentenced to 10 months in prison for drug-related offenses. To be honest, it was really good for me at the time. I wasn't very healthy at all. I was staying up for 2 or 3 nights at a time, sometimes more, partying and not eating well. So when I got locked up, it was good to have food and sleep and get healthy again. Jail opened my eyes. I wasn't anywhere as bad as I thought it would be, but it's not a goal you set yourself to end up there. It's not a wonderful place or anything. When I got out, I got straight back into it. I didn't even pause. There wasn't even a moment that I wasn't running amok, doing the same thing with the same people. But somewhere along the way, doing all these bad things, I became more interested in my spiritual self, who I was as a person and my character. I realized I had become the worst version of myself. I started changing old habits, being honest with myself and other people. I started going to a Baptist church down on the Gold Coast and got involved in feeding needy people in the area. We cook up a lunch on Thursdays. Doing things like that made me realize that it wasn't that hard to change. I could change. It felt good to surround myself with nice religious people who were doing good things, as opposed to the people I knew with no religion who were doing really bad things to each other. Selling drugs or harming each other for drugs or money. It was light compared to total darkness. I believed in God, but theologically, I didn't feel satisfied with Christianity. In the back of my mind, I'd always wanted to read the Quran and go to a mosque. One day, when I was having a really bad day, I felt like I needed to reach out to someone. I found a phone number for a cab driver named Muhammad, who I'd met a couple of weeks earlier. I called him and asked him if I could go to the mosque with him. He asked me why, and I said, "Look, I need guidance. I need help." So he picked me up and took me there that evening. And that was it. I spoke with one of the imams and I watched the brothers pray and had this total feeling of serenity within myself. It was that feeling of coming home, of belonging. I gave my Shahada, the testament of faith, that night, and everything changed. I no longer had this desire to use, and I've been clean now for 5 years. It changed my entire life. It gave me the means and the rules and the path to follow to achieve what I'd set out to achieve a year before I converted, which was to strive to become the best version of myself. When you're doing that on your own with no rules to follow, it can be a tough process. Part of the appeal of Islam was the strength of character of the Muslim people that I'd met. The fact that they didn't use drugs and drink at all was something that really appealed to me. It was the polar opposite of how I'd been living my life and seemed to require such strength of character. As a young man, I was always drawn towards strength. 3 months after I converted, my mom converted as well. She has been a massive supporter of anything positive I do in my life, but in this instance, she also believes as I believe, and therefore she practices as I do.
Yo. Whaatwaa family, get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, if you got a video you want me to react to, please get down in the comment section. Post the link and I will get to it. Now, Whaatwaa family, y'all know I'm about to take my Shahada, and this video was very, very good video. Now, there's one thing that he said that caught me, that really got me to my heart, was when he said that his mother reverted to Islam after he did. And to be honest with you guys, when I say my Shahada, I can only pray that my mom and my dad and my brothers and sisters all revert as well. But at the end of the day, the only way that they'll be able to revert is by example, from the example from me and from the example of the Whaatwaa family. And I believe if showing how different I've become, because as you guys know, y'all can go back and look at my older videos and watch them until now, and you will see the change, right? So I'm just hoping that when I say my Shahada, that I can be able to revert my family and then also be able to revert my, some of my friends, But of course, it's not going to be by force, be by force, but more so by wanting and basically doing it from their hearts, that they want to do it. So that's one thing that I know that I have a very big responsibility once I say my Shahada. And I noticed that with me saying my Shahada is going to be different than any other YouTuber saying their Shahada, because everyone around the world, I didn't know how big this was until I started talking to a couple people, and they were like, Mr. Whaatwaa, your Shahada is going to be the biggest Shahada probably of this decade, especially as far as when it comes to YouTubers. So it's a very precious thing, and it's also very delicate. And that's why I want to make sure that everything is done right. And one thing I know is that once I say my Shahada, I know the first thing I'm going to do after that is work on the Whaatwaa Family Shahada Foundation. And now remember, if you guys want to help out with that and help support it by donations, there'll be a GoFundMe link in the description, and there'll be a PayPal link if you want to use PayPal in the description. But also I want to say that with me reverting to Islam, it comes a great responsibility, because now I represent over 1 billion other Muslims out there. So I know the kind of responsibility I will have to hold up, not just holding up as being, Mr. Whaatwaa. That's a lot of responsibility as well. And then of course, being a part of the Whaatwaa family, that's a lot of responsibility as well, because people are watching us to gain example from us. But also being a Muslim man and having other people look at me for example. And that responsibility right there is going to separate me from what I used to be until now. And another thing I have to say is that a lot of people like to look at your past and still, create negative thoughts about you even if you changed. So I ask everyone, do not judge anyone from their past, especially if they're trying to change. Another thing I want to say You can believe this, you can take this advice or this statement however you want to take it. But for me, I have no tattoos right now. But there are Muslim men and women that have tattoos. Probably before they reverted to Islam, or maybe some of them got their tattoos as they are Muslims. But what I want to say is that for the ones that have tattoos, you are not Allah. There's no reason for you to judge them. Okay? Do not judge anyone that has tattoos. This man has tattoos. There's a couple of other people that I know who are Muslim that have tattoos, and there's no reason to judge them, because at the end of the day, there's no way that you're living your life holier than they're living theirs, because you don't know them. So that's just my advice. That's just something I wanted to say, that do not judge others off of their looks, off of what they do for a living, or anything of that nature. You only judge them of how they treat you and how they treat other people. Remember that. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. Also, if you got a video you want me to react to, get down in the comment section. Post the link and I will get to it. Whaatwaa family, I want y'all to take care. I want y'all to stay safe. And I want y'all to get ready for my Shahada. We are planning it. And I want to make sure it's going to be the biggest Shahada that we can do right now, because right now, you know, we're all in quarantine, so we're trying to figure out a way to do it to where everyone can stay safe. But we're gonna figure it out. But it's gonna be the biggest one, and I owe that to the Whaatwaa family, because you guys have been here since the beginning. So I owe you guys the biggest and the best Shahada ever. And I'm gonna give it to you guys. Don't worry. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa, man. I will see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. So please take care. Stay safe. Whaatwaa!